What's up, guys? I'm Joe Vargas. To my left is Maggie Duarte.
I just lost my game.
Paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah.
One quick thing, guys. I just want to let you guys know that when we do a podcast, we just go from the top of the dome.
Yeah.
We want to keep it as organic. Is that a word?
Ooh.
As possible. We don't want to be like, oh, let's go over all this shit. Like we write down things, but we don't touch on it so we could be fresh on this podcast. Just knowing that, guys, we just go like a fight. We just make adjustments as we go.
True. How was your fishing trip? It was good.
We have to do all this chit chat shit, dog.
You don't want to do it?
Fuck. It was all right. It was super fun. It was super fun hanging out with family, my son, uncle, cousins. It sucks that we only do it like once a year. Like I wish we can go fishing trips every like 2 months.
Yeah. It could become a thing. You know?
Yeah, mate, but like an experience like that where we take off and stay in a I wouldn't even call it a hotel. It's like, like a room.
A hostel? I meant hostel, not brothel. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? No, it's
hostel.
You did say brothel.
I said brothel.
No, it's a hotel, and it has 5 rooms only. Oh, well, I only see the 5, and it has another 3 small ass ones.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with my dad went.
Yeah.
That was the best part. Eh? My brother, my dad, my uncles, cousins, everybody.
Was that the first time your dad's been fishing?
That's the first time I've done shit with my dad. I mean, and like that.
Yeah.
Since he got home, it's been a year.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Super cool.
That's super cool. It is.
Let's talk fucking boxing now.
Yeah, let's talk about
chit chat shit.
Speaking of getting out, Chavez Jr. What happened, dude? What happened to your boy?
I don't even know where to start that. Like,
I'm hearing all kinds of shit surface now. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
what do you think about that, man? Like,
he's from a part in Mexico where the cartel thrives, but he hasn't been there in years. I don't know I don't know the case yet. So, I mean, people don't know that his wife. I'm sure people know now, but his wife, before she married Chavez Jr., she had a child with Chapo Guzman's son. I kept saying something about that. I was wrong.
Oh, it was Chapo.
Chapo's son who got killed.
Oh,
I think
I know which one.
That tie to him is what has haunted him, I guess. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty because I'm nobody to speculate on that. But those are some big accusations.
Hell yeah.
That I've been reading all kinds of stuff. I don't know what to believe. So right now we're just going to do the chisme and say that he was involved in torturing guys I read about.
Hitting them like heavy bags? That's
No, he made them watch his fights.
Oh.
That's fucked up. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm not going to touch on that. It's just sad that they waited till the fight was over.
Yeah.
I know those checks take like 2 weeks to cash.
Oh, man. They couldn't even fucking let him wait for a couple weeks. Jesus.
Is he going to get the money? Does it go to who does it go to? I don't know if they pay Sanford. I don't know who they pay. I don't know if Sanford was involved for this fight.
You know what? I heard that his visa had expired last year, and he was pretty much
overstayed his visa.
Overstayed his visa, yeah. That's from what I understand. But then you start hearing all the cartel stuff, and it's like you said, you don't know what to believe. But
are the shackles necessary?
I don't think they're necessary, man. I think that was super. He was being cooperative. I think that was excessive, you know. But
poor kid, man. Like,
yeah.
To think that his father at one time was on top of the world. This kid driving around in Rolls Royces when he's little.
Yeah.
And now he's getting arrested by ICE. It's like a whole family drama or family royalty soap opera in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel bad for Chavez Sr. because he's been working so hard to pay for his mistakes and his sins of the past, you know, and to just keep getting back, reliving everything. Everything comes right back to him. That's so sad. Might not destroy them in the ring, but they destroyed them outside the ring.
Yeah, big time, man. Big time, you know, because I know that, you know, if he had an option, he could, you know, he'd probably want to take all that shit back for
just to have his sons.
Yeah, his family to be intact. But, you know, it is what it is, man. What is, you said you want to touch on Jai Obatai?
My new favorite fighter.
I didn't want to ask because I wanted to know. Like,
I know. See, that's what we said. We touch on it right here. I just told Maggie, write down that name because I can't even say his name right.
I don't even know what you wrote down.
Don't even worry about it, dog. But anyways, this young man impresses me. Not just his output in punches, but his energy. Mm-hmm. I have a lot. I'm assuming he's Samoan.
I think
or Tongan.
Yeah, one of the two.
But man, those guys are all about respect and honor. Mm-hmm. And he goes out there and he fights with that, man. And I'm a new fan of his. And I went back and saw his film because when I was looking at the rankings at 175, I was like, who's there? And he's there, and I was like, oh shit, he's a monster. Like, is Jake Paul gonna face him?
Hell no.
The reason I bring up Jake Paul is because the WBA ranked him.
I wanted to touch on that real quick too.
Just touch on it, dog.
Let's touch it. Boom. So,
oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I think he's on. Oh, he disconnected.
He probably disconnected him, man. That's fucked up, man. I don't even want to talk about that.
But let's touch on it then.
But I saw a post, I think it was by the Ring, who said that July 15th or so, they're actually going to review that because of the backlash that has gotten. That it's not cool for him to get ranked in a division where Chavez Jr. has never fought. He's never fought at cruiserweight. Therefore, it's not fair for him to get ranked when all these other guys who were fighting to really get ranked, who have been, putting their sacrifice and hard, whatever, everything you want to put together to make it to those rankings in the WBA. It's unfair for this dude to get ranked when there's
Not just that. When's the last time Jake Paul fought at 175? I don't know much about him, so don't lynch me.
I think they're trying to rank him at cruiserweight though,
which is the more ideal, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't rank him at 175, or they ranked him at cruiserweight.
I think cruiserweight. Yeah, that's where they're thinking of ranking him number 15 or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but he fought Mike Tyson at 200 and something. Mm-hmm. What is my Samoan prodigy work at fight at?
The Jai? I don't know. I think he is a cruiserweight, isn't he?
I don't have my phone no more.
Dang, for real. It's all the way over there. Why do you do that?
No, he's
fucker,
man.
Man.
Should be sitting right here with the laptop and answering questions for us.
What a dick. But yeah, I've heard from 2 people already that he's impressive. 3 now, and I have yet to look back on his film, but
watch it.
I think it's absolutely necessary.
It's worthy of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's a cruiserweight though, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, I think he is. The way he looks at the guys he's fighting, their size. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's sad. The WBA ranked Jake Paul. Well, they're going to rank him. Well, they did rank him.
Yeah.
Who hasn't fought a fighter ranked in the top 50, I think.
Exactly. That's everybody. And you read the comments in that statement, right, saying that they're going to review that. And everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, why, and everybody goes back to the boxing is a joke if they let that happen. Which, so be it, because it's true. It's kind of, like we touched on that last week. How is that the beautiful part of the sport, or what's making boxing kind of unattractive? You know what I mean?
Somebody told me on my fishing trip, they asked me about Jake Paul, and they were a Jake Paul fan, and I was like, dude, you like Jake Paul? Like, and he's like, yeah, bro. He's like saving boxing. And I told him, boxing has survived the Great Depression, the economy collapsing in every year you could think of. It's weathered the storm with fucking the swine flus, diseases, COVID, the economy crashing in 2008.
Yeah.
You think Jake Paul really is the savior of boxing?
Hell no. Not in my opinion.
Hell no.
He's just bringing different eyes to the sport. That's it.
And boxing has always done that. Like, I remember Butterbean. He used to fight just 4 rounds. And everybody wanted to watch that fool fight. But as soon as he fought somebody good, he got served up. So there's always been something like that in boxing. Like, if Jake Paul he should at least Butterbean fought boxers.
Yeah.
He didn't fight celebrities or people that were retired for 50 years. So, those eyes, they don't mean shit. He ain't saving nothing, man. He's not saving. He's building his bank account by people being dumb and watching them.
If you look at the top 5 pay-per-view events, the top 5 highest grossing events, it's all boxing.
Imagine if Mayweather fought when Netflix were putting fights for free.
Yeah.
What do you think his numbers would be?
Crazy.
Or Canelo was to fight for free.
Astronomical.
Maybe not Canelo right now, but Canelo like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Chavez Sr., you know, I can just go on and on. Those numbers will go crazy. Mike Tyson on Netflix.
Yeah.
Was it people watching Jake Paul fight Mike Tyson, or was it Mike Tyson seeing an old legend like that fighting on Netflix for free?
I don't think that
seeing his butt.
What is kind of what will save boxing, whatever. I don't think it's a matter of saving. It's still there. It will always be there. It's one of the oldest sports known to man. Period. And it's always going to be there. People, like you said before, people love seeing people get into fights and violence.
Human nature.
You can't. I know. I always watch my mom watching fights. She's like, oh, and she looks right back. You know, it's like people are. It's enticing. You know. I don't believe that he's saving boxing. What is going to make it more enticing is fights like Canelo Crawford is very enticing. You know, nobody really absolutely knows who's going to win that fight. Shakur, we're going to touch on those fights later on, but the fights that are being put on as of late, the best fighting the best, that is really what I think will please people, the laymen, you know, the regular fans who don't really spend too much in the boxing world. Yeah. You know,
I did a video for the arena about what I think is going to happen with Canelo. Mm-hmm. The comments were like, they're like, video. They're like, bro, what you know what Crawford's gonna do? You know, why are you being just like picking Canelo to win? Mm-hmm. I never said I thought who's gonna win. And I'm just like, bro, let me finish my Crawford video before you what I think he has to do. Yeah. But people are so quick to attack.
Oh, absolutely. People are very emotional, man. Very, very emotional. Some people in the comments, it's like, why do you gotta get people get? Oh, this is stupid. This is a joke. Why you gotta get off?
And they got like a little their profile picture like a cartoon character. Yeah. And they click on them to see who they are.
Private as fuck.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Speaking of that, though, you were talking about that video that you made, which if you guys haven't checked it out, please follow the arena because there's been a lot of good and not just boxing instructional videos, but also Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. So it's all great stuff that I think a lot of people get.
I call it a little bit of coaching.
Yeah.
It's coaching online.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't want to do that shit. I kind of did like, who's the fuck putting videos on YouTube like about training? Yeah. And I realized that every time I have a new member at the gym doing something that doesn't go with what I'm teaching, I'll ask them, where'd you learn that at? And they're like, YouTube. Oh, they'll tell me, I didn't see that on YouTube like that. And I'll tell them, well, go tell that motherfucker online to teach you. You know, and I realize there's a lot of wrong things on how to do it. I'm sure baseball, football, drills on basketball. There's just anybody could upload a video, you know. So I was like, you know what? I consider myself with experience. I've been in big fights. I had a world title fight, had a couple state championship fights, national titles, and continental titles. So I feel like I have some little bit of legitimacy to my name. Mm-hmm. So I just said, fuck, I'll do it. I think I'll get like 100 views. I'm like, wow.
Mr. Million. Multiple million views over here, man. We call him Joe Million Vargas now.
Yes, me.
In case you didn't know.
I'm playing, guys.
I think there's reputable coaches are few and far between online. I think there's a handful. I think there was Coach Anthony in Philadelphia. There's Tony Jeffries, who was an Olympic boxer. I think there's Tom Yankeller or something like that. But now we're talking to a coach who you're actively coaching fighters.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. Yeah, I didn't want to. Like, I didn't strategize. Like, I'm gonna do this game plan. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I just said,
it just happened. Yeah, it was organic.
Teach people how to fight with the hula hoop.
Where'd you get your hula hoop?
Yeah, where'd you get that black hula hoop at? It was designed by Coach Bashir.
Put the black tape on it.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's good. If anybody's gonna learn stuff online, why not have it be by somebody who actually does this for a living? You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good point.
Been in the game for a long time. You know what I mean? But going down the list of our little subjects here, what do you think about This actually probably could have been a good subject for next week, but we're here already. Fuck it.
Bring it.
Fighters after retirement. What do you think it is? I think Paulie Malignaggi just announced too that he's coming back to bare knuckle. I don't think that's a good idea, but you know, to each his own, man. It's.
I didn't see these questions. So, what do I think? I think that the reason they want to do this is what made them champions.
Yeah.
But there's nobody to tell them that. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, there's nobody to tell them. You know what, bro? You did it. That's good. Yeah, vete. You know,
Yeah.
leave. They're done. The reason that they're still fighting and like Manny Pacquiao and guys like that. Floyd still do. I don't know if he still does exhibitions, but the reason they are doing that is because that's what got them there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to let a man know who's been competing. Like, that's it, bro. Hang it up.
Right.
There's two different kinds of guys that retire and work. I mean, people, not just in general, but like human beings. When they retire, there's people that go enjoy the retirement. And the people that are stubborn, still trying to work and still doing things and don't enjoy their rest time.
Right.
That's those guys.
Yeah, man.
They're done, and they have to be involved with broadcasting, building fighters, sparring, being in the gym. And that's what got them there. So I don't knock them, but I just hope they get out at the right time because you can get hurt in sparring. Imagine fighting with bare knuckles.
Right.
I don't like bare knuckles. And I respect Paul Malignaggi. Come on, bro. He was known for having bad hands and doing that with no gloves.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, man.
Yeah. I went to the second bare knuckle with Diego and Garijo. We fought this guy. We won. But I remember being in the locker room after the fight was over. Everybody who won was injured. Everybody who lost was injured. It was like everybody was cut. I was in the locker room, and I'm going to tag stitch to Duran.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you this guy's was at those fights, right? Mm-hmm. I was having breakfast with him at the Waffle House at 2 a.m.
Oh, hell no. Nothing good happens at that time, dude.
No, the hotel was right next to the Waffle House. But Stitch Duran, we were having a conversation where he grew up at. You know,
yeah.
Cool dude. You met him too when we fought in Stockton.
Yeah, in Stockton. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diego is the last fight of the night. When the fight's over, Diego gets a cut, and I go in the locker room to look for Stitch. I mean, I go to the locker room to look for the doctor to stitch us up.
Yeah.
When we walk in, this doctor's packing his bag.
Ready to go.
He's like, "What happened?" I said, "We're cut. I ran out of stitches."
Oh my God.
He says, "I've been to boxing fights and I stitched 2 or 3 people. I stitched basically the whole fight card almost."
Yeah, that's
so
crazy,
so Stitch heard this.
Yeah. And
Stitch Duran pulls out tape from his bag.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes these butterflies with his stitch tape.
Yeah.
Cleans out Diego's cut.
Yeah.
And stitches Diego with stitch tape. Oh my God.
Stitch tape and like that's it? Or some glue? Nothing?
No, just the stitch. I went to go get the glue.
Yeah.
And put it around the cut. I didn't want to tape his skin to the tape.
Right.
But Stitch Duran actually stitched Diego's face with his tape.
That's so crazy, man.
And he was so cool, man. I have none but respect for that man. And he just went out of. He's like, he's not. He should have. He could have just said, "No, go to the hospital." You know.
Yeah.
He did say, "I'll stitch it. I'll put tape on it just to get to the hospital because it looks like bad."
Right.
We didn't end up going to the hospital. Diego was like, "Fuck it, that's good enough." I got stitched by Diego. I got stitched. You know Diego.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a stitches by stitch. I'm good with that stitch. I ain't gonna have some doctor mess it up.
I was about to say, like, you don't look like the type to fucking go to the hospital, man. That's
so Paulie, just be careful with your choices, bro, because.
Yeah, that's gnarly. And and sometimes maybe, and this goes for the athlete in general. You look at Tom Brady, he's like, I'm gonna go back for another one. And now he's a broadcaster, and so they live and breathe this, it's all they know. So
that's why I kind of respect it, but I can't knock them because that's what got them there.
Right.
But when your health is on the line, like boxing, hasn't he done bare knuckle before?
I don't know if he has. I think he went.
I thought he did one.
What I know is that he went to go help Connor.
If Adam was here, we'd be able to find it.
Yeah, I know. Adam, dude.
I'm almost sure. You guys comment if you guys know that he was in there.
We're phoneless here.
Yeah,
but
we don't have no source of
nothing,
news, any kind of source.
Nothing. We ain't got nothing, man. But all right, I guess moving on. What do you think about this? Because I think that it's almost kind of like a bad omen, but fights being made ahead of time. And what I mean by that is we have, for example, right? I'll just quick example. This has happened in the past, but the most recent one is Bam Rodriguez, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He's going to fight. His last name is Cafu. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but July 19th. So that fight hasn't happened. It's next week, right? But Turkey announced that he's going to be on the November Riyadh card against Fernando Puma Martinez. A fight that, you know, he still hasn't fought. He has yet to fight his next fight, but they already scheduled a fight after that. I think it's kind of like a bad omen because you talk about the Times Square card not long ago. Pretty much all the fights that were duds were because they already had another fight lined up, you know?
They're not there for that fight.
They're not.
They're looking at the next fight. So if anybody can do it, it's Bam Rodriguez. But, yeah, I think you should focus on the task in front of you. You know, like, if you know you're going to be fighting this dude, you're already thinking about this guy.
Right.
So I know why Turkey does it to, you know, get people's attention, but
yeah,
it's not good. I mean, Bam got Robert, so Robert's going to keep him grounded, but not all the fighters have people like Robert, you know?
Yes, exactly.
I think focus on the task in front of you.
Right. No, I agree with that. I think it's if you listen to fighters, right, and you talk to them, a lot of the times, you know, they're like asking them, well, after this, who do you want to fight? They're like, look, man, I'm focused on who I got in front of me. You know, I still got to get through him. So, you know, after that, and then we'll talk about it. I think even the fighters, I would like to get a fighter's insight on that, a current fighter's insight, right? In terms of, does that give you any added pressure, or do you feel like you have to perform a certain way? You know, what's that like, having a fight lined up before you even had your first one, you know?
I think every fighter's different, so
I agree.
Some guys will be like, oh, yeah, I don't mind. Some guys are like, nah, I just want to focus on the task in front.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
And speaking of Riyadh in November, huge card. We already talked about Norman Jr. and Haney last week, but you have Benavides versus Yard. Bam's going to be on that. Abdullah Mason is going to be on that, fighting for a world title already against Sam Noakes, dude from where Ashley's from. And this is the one that's enticing for me. I don't know if it's 100% done, but it's in talks. Muratalla versus Andy Cruz. Talk about your first title defense, man. That's a tough fight. If they make that happen, that's crazy.
Why? Oh. Is that why they made him champion?
To throw you straight into the fire right after. That is a tough fight. All those fights, they're good. You know, I'm curious to see Mason at that world stage like that. So soon in his career. Yeah, soon-ish. You know, he's just young. He's young. He's 19, 20. I think he's 20 years old. But, yeah, Raymond Muratalla against Andy Cruz is a tough fight, man.
Super tough.
I figured he'd be fighting Keyshawn, but fighting Muratalla is different. It's crazy. I don't know.
Who would you rather fight if you're Muratalla?
Man.
Keyshawn or Andy Cruz?
I think I'd rather fight Andy Cruz. I would.
Not me.
You'd rather fight
Keyshawn. I know what I'm facing.
Yeah, that's true.
Andy Cruz, there's not much film on him, and there's not much about him, and he beat Keyshawn twice in the amateurs.
Both times, I think.
and Andy Cruz is just, you don't know much about him.
Yeah,
there's not that much film. There's not much study about him. So, and it's not worth the risk economically. Keyshawn Davis would bring more money.
Yeah, you're right about that one. I hadn't considered that. I'm just thinking about level of experience, you know. But at the same time, Muratalla really hasn't been on that big world stage yet, too. So, yeah.
I call this level of fighting like Muratalla, Keyshawn. Keyshawn has nothing to gain with Muratalla. He has more to gain with Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz has beat him.
Right.
And he calls him daddy. No, I'm his daddy, his papi or something like that.
That's
so,
up, man.
I don't know. And Andy Cruz has to win with both.
Yeah.
So, you got to look at it like that. You know, who wins more facing who.
Yeah, I guess Andy Cruz is winning no matter what.
No matter what. Whoever he fights.
Whoever he fights. So, yeah, we'll look for, once that card is completely, like, built out, that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to, you know, go over. But I saw this post. I think the Ring posted it. And they're talking about how this weekend are the fights in New York, right? You have the 11th, Taylor Serrano, and then the 12th, which is Saturday, Berlanga versus Sheeraz. And on that 11th, that Friday, they're going to have a a like sparring tryouts kind of thing in New York. It's hosted by the Ring and BOXRAW, for those who know what BOXRAW is, like a boxing brand. But 2 fighters, those who stand out, will be selected to be on the Canelo and Crawford undercard, which I thought was pretty neat. It's cool, you know. But what do you think that should become a thing? That's a huge card, you know. Do you think that should become a thing, like where you have these little? It's like a different way to kind of, you know, get your opportunity. It's crazy. I thought it was cool.
I don't know.
You don't know how you feel about it?
No, I feel good about it if you get a chance and anybody has
it's
an
free.
opportunity.
Anybody gets to go in there. Yeah.
I mean, what is it? A spectacle, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what Jake Paul is. And that's what Butterbean was. I mean,
yeah.
I'd rather watch 2 people that don't have nothing try to make something of themselves.
Yeah.
That been going through whatever struggle they had to, never had an opportunity.
Yeah.
That I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a kid that was on Disney Channel making money off of people acting like he's tough.
I thought about it and I was
like a hater, huh? No, I'm not a hater, but
it's like a movie moment, you know?
Yeah, it's like fight somebody good and then I'll fucking bow down and not bow down. I'll never bow down to nobody, but give you respect.
Yeah.
Fight somebody that can
Just
fight.
fight somebody who's ranked.
Yeah, somebody that's active fighting.
You got to earn that ranking, man. I agree with you on that
I think
part.
the only guy he fought that was active was Tommy Fury.
Yeah. And he got beat.
He lost.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was pretty
I like
neat.
it. It reminds me of the movie The Invincible. You know, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Guys had walk-on tryouts and the guy ended up playing on the NFL for like a couple seasons as special teams.
Yep.
It's a dream come true for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, to fight on a card that big.
Yeah.
That's like the card of cards.
I think it's pretty cool. That card has yet to be built. I don't think it has.
Oh, no, they're building they're trying to get fighters to recruit. They're like, hey, we have all the money being paid out to Canelo and Crawford. So would you want to fight for an opportunity?
For free?
Yeah.
You'll be on TV.
You'll be famous for the rest of your life.
People will talk about you. Maybe a movie will
Think
be made.
about it. How are they going to get paid, the rest of the fighters?
All the money's going to them. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, you'll fight on the card, but you're going to get $20, dog.
Do we know they're at least taking 100.
At least.
At least.
Yeah. I know how they're getting paid. They got that turkey money.
They got the turkey money.
I forgot about that. My bad, dog.
Gobble,
Turkey.
gobble.
Your Excellency.
Oh, man. But, all right. I guess to the matter at hand. Is it at hand?
Whatever you say.
Whatever, bro. We have a very, I'm using the word for today is enticing, fight card this weekend. I don't know too much about the Friday card, to be honest with you. It's the all women's card. I know Alicia Baumgart's going to be on there. I like to watch her. Yeah,
that's your girl.
Yeah, she's very, very skilled, very fun to watch. But Saturday, main event, Berlanga, Sheeraz. But, you know, I like to go from the very first one.
Let's go.
And then co-main. Puello versus Matias. 2 Puerto Ricans going at it.
One's an adopted Mexican.
Matias?
He trains in Mexico.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sinaloa, right?
Uh-huh.
In the thick of it all.
With Panda, the homie Panda.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's with Camarón too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I forgot about that. What do you think about that fight? Puello's last showing was against a guy, you know, he makes a tough fight for anybody. Sandor Martin from Spain. He made Teofimo, possibly even a lot of people say that was a controversial decision.
He made his presence fighting Mikey Garcia, no?
I think
that's how his first. I mean, he was in the U.S. market. Mm-hmm. He just came over here and beat Mikey. Mm-hmm. I remember watching him.
So awkward.
Yeah, very awkward.
Lefty.
So you're asking me? I don't know.
Matias is, I think we all know how Matias gets down.
I'm gonna go with Matias on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him because I don't know. I just like him. He's kind of like slow, calculated, but he finds a way. The way to beat him is by boxing.
Yeah.
And Cuello's not that much of a boxer, right? Puello or Cuello?
Puello. Yeah, I just think Matias is just more of a machine.
Yeah.
You know? So I think I'm going to go with him on that one too. I'm very, very much looking forward to this co-main event. Shakur Stevenson against William Camarón Cepeda.
What do you think about what they said about. I know it's a joke. I'm sure it's a joke about this ring shrinking with rounds.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking it'd be more of a benefit if they started with small and
Small
made it
and
bigger.
then go large.
for the brawler, for the put it, get in your face grinder.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the other way around.
So yeah, Ducky came up to us and showed us this. I don't know if it was a concept or they're really actually considering it. A ring that shrinks with every round, within every round, which is crazy, man. I don't know if it. Is
start at 10 feet in every round. Add a foot to it.
And Joe's like, we're just gonna have nothing but Mexican champions then.
Whoa, guys that like to get in people's face and take the fight. Usually they're playing catch up in the end of the fight. You know.
What do you think about that? That people they're just not comfortable with fighting on the inside. It seems to me that back in the day that was like
that was the thing. That's when the clinch started.
Yeah.
Nobody was clinching somebody when they were boxing them. They had like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
No reason. I'd probably grab them and hit them. Nah, but yeah, I just think that small ring would. What let's talk about that would benefit Cepeda.
Cepeda against. You know what? I
don't know. I'm torn between that.
That's
fight.
a tough fight.
I forgot who it was. Was it? I think it was. What's it called? Father. Just get the fight going. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. Floyd Schofield.
Floyd Schofield's father said
put the fight on.
That if Haney's hands hold up, he could win.
Yeah.
But if his hands don't hold, so sorry. Dads and fighters.
I know.
Shakur's hands hold up.
Yeah.
That he should have no problem winning. And I agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that fight is so hard to call because if that happens, to beat Cepeda, you have to box him. You have to be perfect for 12 rounds.
Yes.
And you're going to have to use your hands and your distance and range and timing and wrap them up and do whatever it takes to keep them from unloading on you.
Yes.
So if Shakur could do it, because Shakur is doing good at doing it.
Yeah.
He did it to Oscar Valdez. He did it to a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
But this guy's a little bigger, younger.
Yes.
And I don't know, man. I'm really torn between that one. I don't know. You guys help.
I'm very curious for this fight. I cannot wait to watch this fight. Reason being is obviously stylistically this matchup is awesome. You know what I mean? But also I saw an interview, one of YouTube. They post the fight build up stuff, and Shakur. This is something that he said that I was kind of. It made me look forward to the fight even more. He was saying that this is a style that he has not faced since the amateurs, and that he's very excited and he knows he has to be sharp for all 12 rounds because people are saying that he's like Oscar Valdez, but he's not because Valdez, he said that he could see everything coming, but with Cepeda it's relentless pressure and volume the whole time. So he said that this is a fight that he's excited for.
I was at the 2016 Olympic trials. I don't know if it was a trial. But anyways, I was there when he fought. It was in Reno, Nevada, and he fought against Ruben Villa.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the 126 pounder. Yeah.
And Ruben Villa had beat him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Ruben Villa wasn't the best boxer, but he was in his face.
Yeah.
And Shakur he won and he lost. He won and he lost. But that style would give him problems.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 3 rounds, and Shakur. I remember being there and hearing his name because I went to the amateurs. I was there with Coach Bashir, and that year I saw Shakur fight Ruben Villa. He lost, if I remember correctly. If Coach Bashir's gonna yell at me, then they beat him because it was a double elimination. Anyways, that fight I saw it, and I think that one Shakur won. Mm-hmm. But I was like one of those fights. You're like, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. Like, what's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Because Villa was in his face, but Shakur was doing everything USA boxing like touch, moving, touch, moving, touch, moving. And you don't hear about Ruben Villa much anymore, but you do hear about Shakur. So Shakur did the right things, and we'll see what happens. And if he can keep Cepeda off him for 12 rounds, it should be a win for him.
I think that Shakur, this is a great fight for him to have a showing. You know what I mean? Toss up.
Tails.
Okay.
This is my way of calling it. Shakur, heads, Cepeda.
Okay.
Okay. Should I let it fall or catch it?
Ooh. Fuck it, let it fall. Heads.
that? Cepeda? I'm going to go with Cepeda on this one. Let's see if destiny is right.
Ooh.
If Cepeda was to win, he's in the top.
He's the top. He's on top. He'd be a champion.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
He'd be a household name in the U.S. He's a household name in Mexico, but he'd be a household in boxing.
He, honestly, this fight is huge for both of these guys. And I suspect that it's going to be a good fight. I think that Shakur's going to have a good
I know we're going to start off with Cepeda losing.
Mm-hmm.
If Cepeda could keep his cool and have Panda remind him what he has to do, he can take the later rounds.
Yeah. But
we'll see. But Destiny already picked for me, so I'm going to go with Cepeda.
All right. And last but not least, Edgar Berlanga against Hamza Sheeraz. I have Berlanga winning this fight. And the reason being is because we talked about this a couple of podcasts ago when the Brits come over to the U.S., man, sometimes. But, a lot of people are counting Berlanga out. A lot of people do not like Berlanga. And, something that I think people got to understand is that he plays a persona. He's not actually like that. You know what I mean? At least from what I pick up, I don't think that he's really that persona that he puts out, right? But one thing that people can't take away from that kid is his unwavering self-belief. That kid believes so much in himself.
That's why I think it makes him dangerous. And I'm picking Berlanga as well. I don't know much about the other fighter.
He fought Carlos Adames, and that was a gift.
Yeah.
That draw was a gift.
So on that note, I'm going to go with Berlanga because of his mental strength.
Mm-hmm.
And after fighting Canelo and knowing he could be there.
Yes.
That's enough sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm sure the other young man feels the same way too. But Adames, Canelo.
Yeah.
Right? Even though you beat Adames, did you really?
Yeah. And for all the people in the comments, because I like to read all the comments. You kind of get to see the state of the state of what's really going on, right? All that shit talking, that kid just feeds off of it. You know what I'm saying? So that self-belief, it goes a long way for him. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, what anybody believes. That kid believes in himself, and like you said,
that's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So, with that, that's it. That's the.
You're not gonna pick Katie Serrano?
You know what? I think Serrano's actually gonna win this time.
Well, if there's no headbutts involved, I think she's gonna win.
She should have won that second one for sure. That first one was close.
If she gets her eye cut again,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Katie Serrano's a warrior, and so is Holmes. Is that her name, Holmes?
It is. Katie Holmes.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I'd be tripping, man.
They call her the forehead. That's 1-2 forehead. Yeah, Serrano, make it happen. Get that dub, girl.
I think Serrano's gonna take it this time. I really do, and she'll become undisputed. And she's been a champion.
Hey, and people will be like, "Hey, you're biased." Like, no, I'm not. No, I just like her.
Yeah,
I like
she's
people.
She's been in the game for a long time too.
I pick who I pick.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I don't like her.
She, I think she's the only one who's been a champ in 6 or 7 weight divisions now. Crazy,
something like that. And did she fight MMA too?
She did. She fought MMA. Yeah, before Clarissa did all that. And that's not to say who's like the best and all that shit, but put some respect on her name for sure.
So we'll be talking about the fights next week then.
Yeah.
Damn, I had to bring something up in the podcast and I forgot.
What was it, man?
Because I didn't write it down. See, that's how organic we are, man. Like we go on the fly. Parry slip.
That's right.
Block
Make
under.
The adjustments.
Oh, and one of the podcasts.
And that's how it happens.
And one of the arena. That's how organic it is. One of the arena posts. The video that has the most views.
Which one?
Is the one that I say that they were asking me to do a video, and I'm like, "What's the best way to block a punch?"
Yeah.
Keyword: block.
Yes. Block.
Not slip. Not go under.
Not even.
Not
parry.
roll up. Not parry.
Yeah.
Block. Okay. Well, I said they throw a left. We're doing the drill, and you had to block a left hook.
Yeah.
So I said, press it up against your face like this, nice and tight.
The best way you can block a punch is like if you put it like this. Now go ahead and throw a hook, Joe. Throw it harder. That way you don't hit yourself. You gotta press it against you, okay?
And I'm like, food. How do you know it transfer over? Like Does it yeah, I'd rather deflect it. There's like a small deflection. And I told him, Winky Wright made his career doing that high guard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighters that they wear you out by just blocking that way. And just because they're throwing at you doesn't mean the shot's going to be hard.
Yeah.
You're going to get knocked out. Like, fool, you know how hard it is to knock somebody out? You got to have precise punch right at the right spot, you know? And you're going to get hit. But I'm just like, bro, the key word was block a punch.
Our people don't listen, man. They just they hear something and they're quick to
I'll
just
tell Adam to
jump.
post that video on the thing.
Yeah.
At least the link to it.
Our boy Subriel Matias, he blocks that. He'll just come right towards you. Canelo, you know.
Canelo's notorious for blocking shots that way. So yeah, actually I learned that from fighting. And you know, when I was a young kid in the amateur program, sometimes you can't slip, you can't get out the way, just brace for it.
Yeah.
You know, brace for it, block it. You don't want to block it
off.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Block it like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have it right below your cheekbone. You have to protect your temple. I know that, bro.
Everybody's, like we said before,
Experts.
everybody's an expert,
Yeah.
man. But, hey, come by the gym. Come spar.
Sparring days on
Sign a
Fridays at the
waiver.
arena. 3350 Sports Arena Boulevard.
Sign a waiver.
And get down on the get down.
Come get some work.
Yeah, I even go in there with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll take from 250 to down to 140 because I feel like it's taking abuse.
Yeah.
I'm too heavy for the rest. On that note,
Yeah.
you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate
All
the
that stuff.
few more followers we have.
Yeah. 114, man.
We're fucking overflowing over
What's
here.
up? No, we appreciate it, man. So,
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
On that note, peace.
Wait.
What?
Rock,
Again?
paper, scissors,
A real one?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. 3, ¿verdad? Right when it bangs?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2,
2,
3. Fuck. Bye.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.